think this is the second time I've come to the well during my tenure as a county commissioner, because the lighting down here is not generally good for my eyes. But today I wanted to do this because I believe that this is an extra special moment, and I wanted to be able to face you when doing this presentation. I would have liked to have done this a month or two ago, but had to get on the list, as you know, of all the resolutions that were already booked ahead of us. But this needed to be done, and I know it has the support of all of you that are here. Just a few months ago, the world's eyes were centered on Tampa Bay area as the 2012 Republican National Convention was upon us. There were the threats of violent protests, anarchists, and all kinds of significant potential problems that could have existed that did exist during the 2008 convention. Despite all of this and the concerns, we had a tropical storm Isaac that was coming upon us and caused for the temporary delay of the convention by a day. Again, despite these potential problems that could have existed, they didn't. And we were able to come through in shining colors. The world's eyes were on us, and they were amazed with what our marvelous city Tampa and our marvelous county, Hillsborough County, and the Tampa Bay area had to offer. Understanding the enormous challenges before them, the Tampa Police Department partnered with Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office and partnered with the U.S. Secret Service and called upon law enforcement friends and colleagues from across our great state to put together an initiative and an effort that was second to none and has, frankly, had never been seen before. We set the standard here that all others will be looking to as the textbook model of how to do it for future conventions, regardless if it's Republican, Democrat, Independent, or something else that would occur in this country, if not the world. When the time came, our great city and Hillsborough County shined like a beacon light in the bright sky, and all eyes were upon us. Recognizing the outstanding and significant role that local law enforcement contributed, I'd like to call up now our Hillsborough County Sheriff, David G., and our City of Tampa Police Chief, Jane Castor, to be honored for their outstanding leadership and for the outstanding service and absolutely incredible job that their organizations did on behalf of all of us here at home in Hillsborough County and the Tampa Bay area. Sheriff G. Thank you, sir. I'm going to go ahead and read the resolution, and then the two of you will have a moment to say a few words. What the proclamation says is, on the phenomenal achievement of planning, implementing, and producing a highly successful, secure environment for the 2012 Republican National Convention for delegates, visitors, media, and protesters through a holistic partnership with each other, numerous local, state, and federal law enforcement, including Secret Service, and detailed planning and state-of-the-art policing and public safety techniques, Tampa, Hillsborough County has earned its place as a world-class city and county capable of meeting the challenges of the national security event. Even as you've faced the even though you faced last-minute threats from Tropical Storm Isaac, your outstanding professionalism and relentless leadership displayed what we have to offer and made us all proud. We stand as a model for future host cities for national conventions worldwide. The Hillsborough County Board of County Commissioners is proud to recognize both these outstanding law enforcement leaders and their agencies for the role that they played in high-profile security. Sincere thank you, the Hillsborough County Board of County Commissioners.
I just say thank you very much. I knew that when we were awarded this convention that it would be a success from the beginning based on the outstanding partnerships that we have here in Hillsborough County, not only through the political leadership, but the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office and the Tampa Police Department work as one agency. Unfortunately, that's not found around the nation, so I knew that we would be successful. Our goal was that the focus was on all the things that we know that make the Tampa Bay area great and not on law enforcement or the protesters. So we were able to do that. I want to thank Sheriff G for his partnership, mostly for his friendship, and I think that he will agree that this award goes to the thousands of men and women from throughout the state of Florida, troopers, deputies, and officers that came here and treated this event as their own backyard and policed it in such a professional manner. I couldn't be prouder of all of them and all of their performance, and this award certainly goes to them. I also want to recognize, and I think the sheriff will agree, that although we head our agencies, we're not the ones that go out and do the work. So from our police department, it was Assistant Chief John Bennett and his working relationship with now retired Colonel Ed Duncan that really brought this event together and made it so successful. So I thank the sheriff again for the partnership and for his friendship.
Thank you, Commissioners. I appreciate it very much, and Chief Castor's exactly correct. And on behalf of the men and women of the Sheriff's Office, I accept this, and also on behalf of the 20 sheriffs from across the state of Florida, from Broward County to the Panhandle, who came down and helped us. Thank you, and I'll make sure that they're aware of the recognition. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Beckner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I just want to express, again, my gratitude to both of you and your agencies and agencies across the country. I've told both of you this privately, and I continue to tell people this publicly, that I could not be more proud of our leadership in our community. And, you know, to take a very potentially volatile situation, to watch both of you on the national stage and your men and women on the national stage, and how professionally they treated people. I think they surprised a lot of the protesters that were out there too. People that came to our city and to our county to express their freedom of speech. You handled them with dignity and respect, and that showed, and again, that really made us shine as a city and as a county. So again, I just thank you again for your continued leadership, your partnership, and for making this such a worldwide successful event. So thanks again.
And I too want to echo Commissioner Beckner's remarks. Phenomenal job, particularly when you consider the nightmare stories that we were all told about in Minneapolis 4 years before. I believe it was 800 or 1,000 different arrests that took place there, or even contrast it to a typical Gasparilla, where you probably get 100 or so arrests. I believe here we had 2, and that speaks volumes to both your leadership and the men and women in law enforcement here, and we thank you. We're very proud of your great work. We're very fortunate to have your leadership in our community. Commissioner Miller.
Let me also echo on that. Law enforcement, as you probably know, has a special place in my heart. But I've been to many conventions, political conventions, not Republican, but Democrat. and I've seen some of these what takes place at some of these conventions, and I must say that Tampa, there was no comparison to what we did here in Tampa and Hillsborough County compared to what I've seen at some of the other conventions. So my hat's off to you and all those that worked for you and those that came in, because it was a monumental task to get this done, and we had to have law enforcement officers from across the state and probably some parts of the country to come in and do this. So thank you for what you do, and I appreciate it very, very much.
And thank you, Commissioner Chris, for presenting this commendation.